What's going on, guys? Back here again with another video, another episode of Ask Baris, okay? And today's episode 16, all right? And today's episode, it's gonna be about something that I'm pretty sure we are all dealing with, okay? Something that I'm pretty sure we are all tired of, okay? Something that I'm pretty sure that each and every one of us, if we really kept it real with ourselves and we really lived by the truth and we were honest as we can possibly be with ourselves and those around us, this is a topic that most of us are probably waiting for, and we've probably been wishing and wondering how the hell we can handle the situation, right? Well, you can't agree to that because you don't know what I'm saying yet. But today's topic is gonna be about, boom, baby. What's that? What does that say? How to deal with toxic family members, okay? And this doesn't specifically mean just family members. This is gonna be about toxic anybody, toxic friend, toxic girlfriend, toxic best friend, toxic teacher, toxic uncle, aunt, cousin, whatever, all right? Family, it doesn't matter. Family, friend, foe, co-worker, this is for all of that, all right? How to deal with toxic people. But I do want to keep it centered around family members. Why? Because a lot of us, it's a lot easier to deal with a toxic random person than to deal with a toxic family member. So that's why I say how to deal with toxic family members, because I think this would be the bigger issue for all of us, all right? So first and foremost, before we even get into anything, what is the definition of toxic? What does toxic mean, okay? And real quick, let me pull it up for all of us just so I can get the real definition, all right? Okay, so right here, I Googled it. Can you see that? Y'all can see that, right? Damn, focus, focus, focus. Come on, baby. There you go. Definition of a toxic person, right? I'll put it right there and you can pause it if you want, but I'm gonna read it anyway. So, just a quick random, I just typed in on Google, definition of a toxic person, all right? A toxic person is anyone whose behavior adds negativity and upset to your life, okay? Many times, people who are toxic are dealing with their own stresses and traumas. To do this, they act in ways that don't present them in the best light and usually upset others along the way. Okay, so that's the definition of a toxic person, but just so you can see for yourself. All right, so you know this person, you have it. So now you know what the toxic person is. You know what toxic people are, right? So now, what we're gonna talk about, how to actually deal with them. And especially if these people are within your family. The first thing you wanna do, before you do anything, the first thing you want to do, you want to make sure, let me just show you too. Make sure you're really seeing what you're seeing. Sometimes our thoughts and feelings exaggerate the situation. Don't even lie. You know it's true. All right? So get an outside opinion first. Okay? When you see somebody doing something that you know is toxic, they're doing this thing and it's messing with your head and they're kind of making it seem like they love you, but at the same time, they're hurting you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's causing the confusion, right? So how do you really know that what you're seeing is really there and it's not you creating these situations or exaggerating this situation, right? How do you know? Always get an outside opinion, okay? And what is an outside opinion? An outside opinion is an opinion from somebody who has nothing to do with either side. Has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with the other person that you're talking about, all right? Someone who can just come in, you know, unbiased and give an unbiased opinion. And in most cases, they're going to tell the truth, right? Because they're not really trying to help you. They're not really trying to help that person. They're not your friend. They're not their friend. They're just trying to give, you know, an honest truth answer, right? So get an outside opinion. If you can't really make sure, if you can't really tell if you should really do anything about this situation, go ask somebody about it. You know, go get some information from somebody. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a doctor, maybe a police officer, or if you have to, a random person on the street, you know, just pull them to the side and be like, hey, I know this is random, but I've been having like this situation with a close person to me, and I just don't know how to go about handling the situation. So do you mind if I kind of explain it to you real quick and you can give me your 2 cents and just tell me, you know, helpful information, tips, advice, or whatever? You can do that. Now, a lot of you are probably going to be too shy to do that, right? You don't feel like expressing your true feelings to a random person. You don't want to be judged. You don't want to be looked at funny. You don't want to be made fun of. I get that and I understand. But let's say you're too shy to speak up about it, right? To actually physically speak up to somebody about it. Okay, then you can go online, right? We're online all day, every day anyway. Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform you use. You just can create a fake account. You don't have to use your real account. Make a whole new account, put a fake name, whatever, and then just go on that account and start asking people online, like explain your real situation, but you don't ever have to say that it's really you. You don't have to give any details about who you are and where you're from or anything like that. So you're just a random anonymous person trying to get advice on a situation. Just type in Google like self-help forums or toxic relationship forums, and you can go on there, you can read other articles that people posted, or you can create your own new thread and have people comment on that. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line is, get an outside opinion. If you can't really tell what you should be doing about the situation, if you can't really tell if you should be doing anything at all, if you can't really tell if this is really what's happening or if this is your emotions and your feelings exaggerating it, then I would tell you, go get an outside opinion, okay? And 9 times out of 10, if what you're seeing is really true, that person's gonna see it too. And then that way you can take whatever actions you need to take, all right? But you're doing this so that you don't blow something up that didn't really need to be blown up. Or you don't cause a situation, or you don't cause a scene for something that wasn't even happening, you know what I'm saying? Now, once you get that outside opinion and you finally come to the realization that, yes, these people are toxic, and yes, they are doing toxic things to you, and yes, you now have to make some changes in your life, weigh out your options, okay? Weigh out all your options before taking any action. Control your emotions. Because once you realize that the people who you thought were good or doing good are actually bad or are doing bad, once you find out that this person that you love so much and that you thought was always going to be there for you, once you find out that they're actually a toxic person and they've been doing these toxic things to you, your emotions are going to go all over the place. Your thoughts are going to go all over the place. You're going to have feelings of betrayal. You're going to have guilt. You're going to start feeling stupid and be like, why did I even let this person get so close to me? You know, you're going to feel maybe abandonment issues. You're going to feel like you're alone. You're going to feel like you need to isolate yourself and that the world is pouring down. It's going to mess with your head. But you need to control your emotions, all right? Because you might want to start making a scene. You might want to be like, you know what? I'm going to go over there and I'm going to tell this person how I feel. Or some of you might, you know what? I'm going to go beat the blank out of this person. You know what I'm saying? So control your emotions. This is with anything and everything in life anyway. You need to control your emotions, okay? Now, once your emotions are controlled, all right, the next thing you're going to have to do, well, I want to ask you a question. Do you live with them or do you not live with them? Or do you live separately and then you visit them? All right? That's a big question, because if you do not live with these toxic people and you just visit them whenever you come by or whatever, you have 2 options, okay? You can set up healthy boundaries when you are around them, or you can choose to stay away completely. Now, that decision is going to be up to you. You know that you don't live with these people. So you know that when you are around them and when they do what they do, it's always temporary, right? Because you don't live with them, you don't hang out with them, you probably don't even talk to them on a normal basis, right? So you really don't have to let the toxicness bother you, the toxicity of their actions bother you. You don't have to, right? But it might still bother you, right? So you have 2 options, like I said. You can either set up these healthy boundaries so that whenever you guys are around each other, that they know what to do and what not to do. They know what to say and what not to say. How do you go about creating these healthy boundaries between you and them? Confrontation. Confrontation. A lot of us don't like confrontation, but that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to let this person know that what they're doing is bothering you. You're going to have to let this person know that what they're doing is hurting you. It's making things harder for you. It's ruining your life, whatever it is, however you want to put it. You're going to have to confront the thing that's bothering you. And in this case, the toxic person. In most cases, they're not going to admit to it. And they're probably going to get in defense mode and start fighting you and start attacking you and start playing the victim role, right? That's when you're going to have to make another decision. You're going to have to be like, okay, is this worth fighting for? Is this worth taking my time, taking my energy to break this down to this person, to get them to try to understand what they're doing, and then to help them find a better way of doing things? Is it worth that? If that relationship is worth that, then go ahead and do that. If you don't think it's worth that, then I would just let it slide. I wouldn't take any of it personally. You don't live with them. You're not seeing them. It's only temporary when it happens. I would just play it off. Just ignore them, right? Whenever a bully tries to bully you, it's because they're trying to get a reaction. If you don't give a bully a reaction, if you don't care about the things he does or you don't let it phase you, he's going to get uninterested and he's going to go find somebody else to bully, right? Because they want the reaction. They want you to be scared of them. They want you to feel some type of way. They want you to react how they want you to react. If you don't, they're no longer interested. So ignore it. Or you can choose to stay away completely and never come back around these people, right? You can do that. You can easily do that. If you really don't care, then I guess do that. If you're fine with that and you don't care, then do that, all right? But this is the bigger question. Okay, Baris, what if I do live with these people, right? Because in most cases, if you have a toxic family member, you're probably living with this family member and that's why their toxicity, is it toxicity or toxicness? Whichever. And that's why their toxic stuff is bothering you, right? Because you can't just run away with it. You can't leave and go away and not be around them anymore. You live with them. You see them every day. You got to deal with their BS every day, right? So, what do I do, Baris, if I live with these people? You have two options, again, all right? Once again, you can either set up healthy boundaries, right? And you have to confront them. Let them know, hey, this is not working. You are hurting me. You are bothering me. What you're doing does not work with me. You don't have to say it like that word for word. You can say it however you want to say it, obviously. But basically, that's what you have to do, right? To set up healthy boundaries. Or you're just going to have to mentally and emotionally check out until you can actually physically check out. What do I mean by that? If you're living with these toxic people and you can't move away because they're your family member, they're your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, cousin, whatever. Next thing is you're going to have to emotionally check out. You're going to have to not let what they do and say phase you. They're going to keep making their comments. They're going to keep talking that slick stuff, right? They're going to keep making their side jokes. They're going to keep putting you in awkward, uncomfortable BS positions, right? You're going to have to you're going to have to be so in control, and it's going to take a lot of control. You have to be so in control of your mental, your thoughts, and your feelings that when they do these things, it goes in one ear and out the other. When they say these things, when they do these things, you see it and you don't let it bother you, and it's just like, okay, we can move on. Like, it doesn't matter. You're wasting time. It's more of a nuisance. It's more of like a gnat. It's more annoying than actually offending. All right? That's going to take a lot, though. That's going to take a lot of strength to be able to sit in a negative situation while the negative things are happening and to not let it get to you. It's going to be very hard. And honestly, I would say to not do that. I would say to not do that option. I would honestly say in both situations, whether you live with them or you don't, I strongly agree, and this is what I've done in my life with my toxic people in my life, confront them. Set up the healthy boundaries. You shouldn't have to run away, right? From anything in life. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. You got to set up the healthy boundaries. I would always suggest that. Never run away. You don't have to run away. Speak your truth. Live your truth. So that way you can go where you want, how you want, when you want. You don't have to put on a front. You don't have to act like you're somebody else. You don't have to fake your emotions and thoughts. You don't have to sit there perfectly still, but in your head you're like, I hate this person. You don't want to live like that. Live life like that. That's going to stress you out. It's going to make you more tense. It's going to make you your anxiety. It's going to mess you up. So always set up healthy boundaries. All right, go about it the way you need to go about it. If you can't confront the person directly the way you need to, because some of y'all are going to try to confront them, but you're going to be all like, yeah, I don't really like when you do that. Can you please stop doing that? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. No big deal. No, bro. And when you talk to people like that, they're going to think you just playing around. All right, I'm not saying to be an ass and start cursing somebody out, but you need to put a little strength in your voice. You need to speak up, put your head up, put your chest out, and say what you need to say. Look, I understand you might think that that's okay, but honestly, bro, it bothers me. Honestly, sister, it bothers me. Honestly, mom, it's bothering me. Honestly, dad, it's bothering me. Honestly, my best friend, coworker, Mr. Police Officer, teacher, whoever it is, dog, cat, gerbil, honestly, it's bothering me and I can't do it. I don't want to do it and I shouldn't have to do it. So is there any other way we can go about this situation? You know, like I said, you don't have to say it like that word for word. You can say how you need to speak to that person, but make sure you're respectful. Make sure you're honest. Tell the truth, even if your voice starts to crack. Even if you start getting sweaty hands and you start getting scared and, oh my God, what is this person going to think if I tell them the truth? Don't worry about that. What are you going to think if you don't tell the truth? You're going to hate yourself and you're going to feel like you're a slave to these other people's actions and behaviors. But you are not. And the only way to free yourself from that is by actually freeing yourself from that. All right? So take the action, set up the healthy boundaries. All right, guys? And the last one, worst case scenario, all right? Worst case scenario. If nothing else works and you just get to the end where, hey, you know what? It's just best if we go our separate ways, then this is going to be for you. If you have to cut them off or move on in some way, it's okay. It's okay to cut people off that are no longer serving you, that are no longer benefiting you, okay? A lot of us, we don't like cutting people off. It kills us. It hurts us. It makes us feel like we're the bad guy. But you have to think. Step away from the situation and look at it from the bigger picture. You're not a bad guy for telling people how to treat you correctly. You're not a bad guy for teaching people how to treat you correctly. You're not a bad guy for vocalizing your true emotions and thoughts, especially if you're doing it respectfully. You're not a bad guy for that. You're a bad guy if you choose to hold in what you really feel and you choose to not live the way you know you should truly live. That's when you're bad. You're bad to yourself, and you shouldn't do that, all right? If you have to cut them off or move on in some way, it's okay. Some people are sent our way to teach us things in life, okay? Not every character makes it to the end of the movie. Let go of what no longer serves you so you can grab on to what will serve you. Worst case scenario, you might have to walk away from this person, from these people, from this environment, from this situation. You might have to. Okay, you might have to actually be like, you know what? This person just doesn't get it. They don't want to get it. They can't get it. Whatever. They don't get it. And me trying to help them understand and get it is actually causing me more pain than pleasure. That's when you know it's time to walk away. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, they might do a little bit to help out or whatever, but the BS that they're doing is negating all the good, right? You're hurting still. You're dying still. And you trying to get them, like, I get it. You want to help. I was that way too. You want to help them, but you can't help everybody. And some people don't want to be helped. You can bring a horse to the river, but you can't make it drink the water. All right? So it's okay if you have to let go. It's going to hurt. You might cry over it. You might be down for a couple of days. You might go through a little depression phase or whatever, but it's all normal, okay? You're not crazy. You're just waking up. You're waking up to the truth. This whole time you've been living a lie, or you've been living in a lie. You've been living a part of a lie, whatever. Who said it, who did it, doesn't even matter. All that matters is that now you know that what was happening, what was working, what was going on before, it no longer is happening. It no longer works. It can no longer go on. That's all that matters. So you have two options, everybody involved. We can either keep doing what we know doesn't work and slowly find ourselves in the grave, or we can start doing something different. Because in order to have something different happen, you have to do something different. A lot of us think we just keep doing the same thing, and we hope and we pray and we ask everybody and all the spiritual people and everything, we ask them to help us. I can't wait till things get better, but we're not doing anything to make it better. You can hope and pray and ask all day, every day. A thought without action is just a dream. A thought without action is just a dream. You can think of making these toxic people leave your life all you want, but they will never leave your life until you take the necessary steps in order for them to change or leave your life. And all you can do is all you can do. Don't try to do anything that they're supposed to do, because you can't make somebody do the work that they're supposed to do, the inner work. You know what I'm saying? So do what you can, help how you can, but that's it. Do what's best for you at the end of the day, all right? Real quick, let's do a recap, all right? Definition of toxic. Here's some toxic traits for you. If you don't know what a toxic person does, what a toxic person is, how a toxic person acts, these are the signs of a toxic person. A couple of traits, okay? They're jealous, or they always try to compete with you. They overreact. They always compare you to others. They act like they're victims. They don't respect your boundaries. They're always right and can never be wrong. The conversation is always about them and their issues. Even if they spoke to you or they're speaking to you about your issues, it always ends up about theirs, right? They never take responsibility for their actions. They don't even know what accountability is, right? Their actions show you that they don't know. They always have excuses and they drain your freaking energy, even when you're helping them. And they're still draining your energy, right? So, how to handle toxic family members or anybody that has these traits. Make sure you're really seeing what you're seeing. Sometimes our thoughts and feelings exaggerate the situation. So get an outside opinion first before doing anything. Now, once you got that opinion and you know for a fact that you are dealing with toxic people, weigh out your options before taking any action. Control your emotions. You're going to want to fight. You're going to want to slap the crap out of these people. You're going to want to argue. You're going to want to put them in their place. Relax. All right, those breathing techniques I told you guys about in Mornings with Baris, practice that. All right, control your emotions and your thoughts. Do you live with them? If not, you have two options. You can set up healthy boundaries when you're around them, or you can choose to stay away completely. Because you don't live with them, you don't have to see them, right? You don't have to be a part of their life. So you don't really have to take it so seriously, and you can just dodge it or ignore them. But if you do live with them, you have two options as well. Set up healthy boundaries, or mentally and emotionally check out until you can actually physically check out from around them, okay? But I'm gonna always suggest take the healthy boundary route, okay? You shouldn't have to run away from every problem that comes in your life, and you don't want to run away from people, all right? You want to be able to go where you want and live freely and live in your truth, all right? So set those healthy boundaries up. It's gonna be scary, it's gonna be hard, your voice is gonna crack, you're gonna shake, you're gonna sweat a little bit, you're gonna be scared of telling these people the truth, but you gotta do that. And once you do that, you're going to get over that little hump, that little hill of fear, all right? You'll never be stopped by fear again. I'm telling you, I promise. But if you have to cut them off or move on in some way, it's okay, all right? You're not bad for cutting off a toxic person who doesn't want to change their toxicness. You are not bad. Some people are sent our way to teach us lessons in life, all right? And yes, sometimes it can even be a family member, all right? Not every character makes it to the end of the movie. You watch movies, you watch cartoon shows, you watch series on Netflix and all that. Does everybody from the beginning make it to the last season? Sometimes the main character doesn't even make it to the end of the movie, right? So let go of what no longer serves you so you can grab on to what will, okay? And that's how you deal with toxic family members, guys. That's how you deal with toxic anybody, all right? Anything, all right? Like I said, it's going to be hard, you know? It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And for some of us, for some of you, because it was for me, it might be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life to finally speak up about something that's been hurting you, speak up about something that's been bothering you, to speak up about somebody or to speak up to somebody who has probably had authority over you for however long, mentally and emotionally or whatever, who have been, doing these things to you. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. It might make things a little messy for a little bit as well. So be prepared for that. Nobody likes to be told that they're doing wrong. Everybody thinks that they're a good guy in their head, right? So just be prepared for that. But I want you to say, I'm not saying that to discourage you or scare you at all. I want you to do this. Speak up for anything and everything in life. You should always speak up. But if you are dealing with a toxic person, you're dealing with a toxic family member, speak up. I know how it is. You know what's wrong and what's right. And then when you're telling these people, they make you feel like you're crazy, right? They make you feel like maybe you're the one that's wrong. They make you feel like maybe you are exaggerating. Maybe I am tripping, right? That's why I say go get an outside opinion from a friend, another family member, just someone that you know is going to tell you the truth or has no reason to really lie to you. You're going to get through this, all right? You're going to get through this. I got through it. Other people have gone through it. You're going to get through this. You're going to thank yourself so much more when you set up these healthy boundaries and you continue to keep those walls up. And don't take them down just because people feel sorry or because people can't meet you at where you're at. No. You should never have to settle or take less than what you know you deserve. All right? So as always, guys, positive thoughts at all times. Stop playing yourself, all right? Keep God first, your heart in the right place. You will always win. Okay? Yes, you can. You got this, baby. All right? No more toxic people. Get rid of them.